Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Dubasa back with another video, and this one today is going to be an entry. It's been a while, but I have actually a couple in here, so I'm going to start rolling them out every once in a while. And before you ask, no, I'm not in the back rooms. With that being said, this entry is from January 2nd of 2025. I'm so tired. I haven't been able to sleep well for the past couple of nights. I've tried to fix my sleep schedule, but every time I lay in my bed, I can't help but feel restless. I do not feel comfortable in my own bed. My mind runs a million miles per hour, but my body wishes to rest. I am mentally tormented, but I don't know why. I'm on a plane to Florida for my brother's soccer tournament. I wish them well and will be cheering them on. I hope to see my grandparents as well. The last time I saw them was around a year ago when I went skydiving with my grandma. It was exhilarating, but I can never shake the feeling of freefall anytime I approach a ledge. With the new year, I have not really made a commitment to any resolution. Part of me just doesn't know what part of me is capable of changing. The other part of me says that I should be more considerate of others. I've always felt selfish, yet I feel that if I ask the people around me, they would say otherwise. It's really my mother and sister who point out this behavior of mine and is what makes me believe that I'm always taking. I just don't know. On the back of that, I do have a drawing, and I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know if the light can really capture it here, but it's like a Tower of Sauron, or the other one from Lord of the Rings. I can't remember. Kind of worked with shadows on this one. I give a close-up of the guy's face if the camera will allow it. The lighting's not that good in this part of the house. But sleeping, dear God, I always say sleeping is important. But I kid you not, my sleep schedule during winter break was so bad. There was a night where I literally stayed up till like 6 in the morning. Slept and then woke up at 2 or something. It was bad. My sleep schedule tends to deteriorate the longer I'm on break because I don't have a routine that I need to wake up for. And I'm one of those people who likes to be the last person to go to sleep within a household. And I kind of screwed up my sleep schedule last night because I didn't really go to bed until maybe like 2 or 3 at night because I finished Cyberpunk. And let me tell you, it was Cyberpunk 2077 Blade Runner. And that show is actually really great. I highly recommend it. My brother recommended it to me, and I am usually not that open to things, but I did give it a go since it was only 10 episodes, and I can tell you it is definitely worth your time. The way that they executed it being cyberpunk is exactly how I expected it to be in my head when I think of cyberpunk. So I'm really glad that that idea has come to life and I was able to see that because I've always thought about cyberpunk and like what does it mean to be cyberpunk, how should the animation look, and they kind of executed it all very well. So highly recommend Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2077. The next anime I'm watching, I have kind of folded and I said, okay, I think I'm going to watch Attack on Titan finally because I haven't watched Attack on Titan, and my brother has always been like, bro, you need to watch Attack on Titan. It's so good. It is so freaking good. I don't know why you don't watch it. And my excuse to that was always, I heard it's good. Why do I need to watch it? But then eventually, like, I've had a bunch of friends tell me that's great. And I have a friend that started watching it. So I think I'll finally get to Attack on Titan. The only thing is I don't know how fast I'm going to go through it. I usually don't watch anime or TV at all when I'm at my apartment. I usually watch it when I get home. So we'll see how that all goes and pans out. And I will give you an update of what I think Attack on Titan is when I finish it. On a separate note, going back a little bit to this entry, I talk about resolutions and wanting to change myself. I think really I want to make sure that I'm a little bit more patient with people, and I really need to slow myself down because there have been a lot of times where I have been impatient and I try and get an answer out, or I try to listen, but I interpret it wrong, right? Last week I talked about, or last time I believe I talked about this girl who said she wanted to settle, and I mistaken that for she doesn't care who she's with, like she doesn't necessarily have standards, she just wants to be with someone, when that wasn't the case. I misinterpreted it, and what she really meant is I want to start a family. I want to get a house. I want to have someone who is there with me, who has a stable job. And that unfortunately made me fumble the bag on a very cute girl. Not only that, and I do describe this one later in another entry, but I have started reading the Bible. Now, for me, I am Catholic. However, I'm not someone who really goes out of their way to go to church, nor have I been someone who actively goes out of their way to like preach my religion. And a lot of stuff that I do mainly is kind of at my own doing. For instance, I personally just pray every night. Like when people say, "Oh, who's your highest like snap score or whatever?" I just say it's God because I pray to him every night. For me, I thought it was about time that I dive into the Bible, and the reason for me doing this is because of a couple things. The first thing that I mainly say to everyone is it's the one book on in my book collection that I haven't read. So it seems kind of weird that why wouldn't you read this one book? Now, it would be the largest book I ever read, but nonetheless, it's still a book I haven't read that is in my collection. Secondly, a lot of people say that the Bible is a very life-changing book, and I do want to figure out why people say that. My curiosity has piqued, and I do want to see what the Bible has to offer in terms of this life-changing insight. Thirdly, it's, again, part of my religion. I think that it would help me understand my own religion and a part of maybe who I am if I were to read the Bible. Now, I will tell you that as of today, I have finished Genesis, and oh my gosh, it is so weird. There were a couple of parts where I died laughing because there was this one part where this woman was like, "I must have children or I'll die," and that line came out of nowhere to me. It hit me like a truck, and I just started laughing because of how like ridiculous it was. There's also a couple of weird things that happen family wise, like Sweet Home Alabama stuff. And it's that stuff's weird. I think we can all agree on that. And the funny thing is there's kind of mainly two characters in Genesis. There's Jacob and then one of his sons, Joseph, to which Jacob is like this massive mind player, like he's deceived people and his father and his brother and all that. And, he becomes this great ruler. But Joseph reminds me so much of Joseph Joestar from JoJo because he himself has got this very witty personality that allows him to kind of get by and be able to, climb the ranks. There's this point where his brothers like throw him out of where they live, and so they sell him off and he becomes a slave in Egypt and he ends up in this prison. But he literally goes from being in a prison all the way to being like second in command with only the pharaoh being higher than him, and it's wild how he does it. He's just like, "Oh, I can do all this stuff for you," or he's a very charismatic and charming person, and it just reminds me so much of Joseph Joestar. And I wonder now if Iraqi had that story in mind. It'd be very interesting if he did, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, besides that, school started up, and I'm getting at my road's end here because I still haven't heard back from the master's program if I'm in or not, which has me a little bit worried. But I've been told that I shouldn't worry about it because they're going to want to take my money, even though it's not my money. It's a different company's money that's paying for my tuition, thank God. Also, all the projects going on, that will be happening, especially with these last classes. We have this like capstone or like end of the year project, and it seems like one of the most daunting tasks in my head. I really hope that my team were able to pull through and just, pass the class. I feel like that's one of the most important things for me right now is just finish strong, pass the class at least. Like, don't flop on the last semester. And hopefully I shouldn't. I'm an A student. Like, I should be fine, but my senioritis is really kicking in. So, who knows? And it'll be weird, right? Because I'm going to go and do more studying after I got done having senioritis for so long. I don't know. Anyway, that's about the wrap up for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this update. I do have more drawings and entries coming on the way, but I do want to say music as well. I have 2 songs right now that I've been making, and I want to make a third one, but I haven't had any ideas lately. But I do like making music. If you guys haven't checked out any of the music on my channel, I highly recommend checking it out. The first 4 songs used this mic, which it's not really a singing mic, and so a lot of it is very experimental, and the audio quality is terrible. But the last 6 songs are mainly all instrumental, and those I think are really cool because they're more of lo-fi / liminal / vaporwave. Not really vaporwave. It's more liminal stuff. At least in my head, it's liminal. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like, subscribe, comment below what you found interesting about this video or what song you liked in the album. And I will talk to you later. Peace.